Good afternoon. Time to make the tea. I couldn't have coffee this morning because I had to go for that scan for that potential hernia, so I couldn't have any coffee this morning. But when I got done with the test, I went to my daughter's and I had a delicious cup of coffee with her and some breakfast. So that was nice, and then I came home and started doing a few things here and there. Still kind of in take it easy mode, just because I want to. I have lots of things that I can do, but sometimes you just don't feel like it. So you need to kind of chill. It's not like I'm not doing anything. I'm straightening up and trying to organize things, but I'm not doing any heavy purging or anything, taking a bunch of things out of cupboards and things, because I've done all that probably in every room of the house for the last few years. But things do get messed up, and when you buy new things, you need to rearrange things. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of rearranging things to make it easier on myself, so I don't have so much work to do. So my goal is eventually to just have a house that I can just clean once a week, rather than doing all this rearranging and purging and all that other stuff. But there's still a lot of things that need to go. So I'm having stomach tea. It's by Bigelow, and it's called Calm Stomach. And it's got ginger and peach, and I forget what all's in there. But it says, it just says something special is brewing. So that's what I'm having this afternoon with some honey. I've been having tea with honey in the afternoon and coffee in the morning. Like I said, I don't drink a lot of cups of coffee anymore. I used to drink it all day long, but I can't do that anymore. There's too much acid in it. But I'm going to let this steep. And I usually end up leaving the tea bag in there until I finish the tea. Or sometimes I'll leave the tea bag in there, and if the tea's getting too strong, I'll just add more hot water and continue on with drinking the tea. So nothing goes to waste. Nowadays, in this economy, you can't waste a darn thing. Not that you should, even if stuff is cheap, but... So anyway, that is my greeting for today. It's an afternoon greeting instead of a morning greeting. And I'm going to drink my tea, and I'll meet you over there. I'm still going to do the budget book. So I'll see you in a minute. Well, here I am back at my budget book. So yesterday I didn't spend any money. I've been going back and forth about this steam canner. I don't know if it's something that I actually want to do, since I'm trying to do less work instead of more work. I'm questioning whether I wouldn't be happier just buying canned goods. I mean, right now, yeah, they've gone up in price a lot, but they're not that expensive to buy vegetables. So, and I don't make a whole lot of jellies and jams, and if I do, I usually end up making a freezer jam. So I don't know. I'm still going back and forth about it. And I know you can use a big pot and water. I'm trying to avoid having to use all that water that you have to use on a regular water bath canner. So that's my dilemma. Do I really want to do this? Am I going to get enough use out of a steam canner? I don't know. So anyway, I have it in my Amazon cart as usual, and I'm letting it sit there for a while. And I'm debating, I mean, right now it's not really on sale, so I'm debating. Do I really want to do that, or is it just going to complicate things? Well, of course it'll complicate things, because it'll be more work to do. But, you know, every once in a while you do want to preserve things, but I do have my dehydrator and freezer, so I don't know. I have to ponder on that a little longer. But in the meantime, it's not going to run away. It'll still be sitting in my cart when I finally decide if I'm going to do that or not. So one of them comes with jars, and I'm trying to find the smallest one that I can get, because if I do make jams and jellies, it's not a ton, and I'm not going to go out and buy a ton of fruits and vegetables and all that. So, and right now I have a fairly good stash of canned things that I bought, and I do still have some freezer jam and jelly. So it's a dilemma. You know, you picture the perfect you. This is what I do, and this is where I go, and this is who I hang out with. And a lot of times it's like, oh, forget it. It's too much bother. So anyway, I have to go and get that test, and I'm not planning on stopping at any stores because there's really nothing that I need, and there aren't any like Walmarts and stuff around there, because I do need to put in a small Walmart order. So I'm running low on some drinks and things, and I get those from Amazon. I have them delivered. And it's easier for me that way. I don't have to drag it from the store to the car, from the car to the house. This way it's all delivered on my front porch, and to me it's worth the $100 or whatever it is to have the delivery every month, and then just throw the guy a tip when he delivers it, and it's easy peasy. And I actually save a lot of money by doing that, because I'm not wandering around the store filling my cart up with cool things. So anyway, that's my budget chat for this morning. All right, well, I think I'll drink my tea with you, so cheers. This tea's pretty good. I can't say it's my very favorite tea, but it's good. I've bought it several times, and I'll continue to buy it. So today when I was at my test, I had to drink this solution. It was a CT scan. So I had to drink this solution, and it was, a bottle this big. And then I had to sit there for, I can't remember if she said 45 minutes or an hour. And then they did the scan. The scan took like 2 minutes, but I don't know, this had some sort of an iodine type, I think it was another radioactive test. So I don't know, all this radioactivity is making me a little nervous, but I got to get down to the root of what's causing my issues. I have the feeling it's gastritis again. I have flare-ups of that all the time. And I do have medication for that, but I just want to rule out everything else. So anyway, as I was sitting there for 45 minutes in the waiting room, they had the mainstream news on, of course, and they were saying that the weather the next couple days is going to be really nice, like in the mid to upper 70s. Not today. Today is still in the 60s. But we're going to have a lot of wind, though, so sometimes that makes it a little chilly. But it's nice. This morning when I drove to the appointment, I got in my car and my windshield was iced up. So we must have had at least a light frost last night. So anyway, as I was sitting there watching the news, they had different segments on. And they had a segment, a short segment, on the election, of course, because it's so close now. And, you know, it makes you want to bite your nails, and it's like very nerve-wracking. But anyway, they did a little blurb on President Trump's campaign, and then they did a little blurb on Harris's campaign. So it's like, now I know why people that watch the mainstream news, because I never watch it, ever, but I know why they think the way they think. Because the first thing out of their mouth was that Donald Trump's rally was, they made dark comments about this and that, and they didn't even really have him talking. They had a couple of his guest speakers talking, and of course they nitpicked every little blurb that was negative from these two fellows that were speaking at his rally. I hear that the rally was just huge, and so that's what they picked for him. And they were saying, yeah, you know, the dark narrative and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, they put Harris on, and they did the same thing with her. But what they did was they nitpicked all the positive stuff out of her things. So I can sort of understand how some people are thinking that this is going to be a good idea. And I know some of you might unsubscribe me. I don't care. You can do what you want, have your own opinions, but I can see how they operate on the mainstream news. So I don't watch it. I watch certain channels, mainly on the internet. There's certain commentators that I trust. I like the Epic Times. They seem to be fairly neutral. They're a little bit more right than left, but they seem to be fairly neutral. And then some of the other creators on there, if they're all saying the same thing that the mainstream news doesn't report, then I do a little research and I come to my own conclusions, because I don't need some narrative about picking this out and picking that out, and, you know. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. And I'm not making this a political video or anything, but, you know, if you want to vote for Harris, vote for Harris. That's your prerogative, and, you know, you can think what you want to. And if you want to vote for Trump, then vote for Trump. So, whatever. But it is important that we get out and vote, because, you know, the 2020... Now it's coming out, the 2020 election did have a lot of shenanigans going on. And they're trying to do the similar things with this election, but some of the states have done some things to try and fix it so that there can't be any cheating going on. And I don't care which side cheats, that's just not right, because it cancels out your vote. Whether you're left-leaning or right-leaning or somewhere in the middle, that should never happen. And they should not suppress information on anything that's important. And that's my opinion. And like I said, you may not agree with me, and you may unsubscribe because, oh my goodness, we don't think the same. But you don't always have to think the same. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and today's video is going to be kind of short because it's already getting later in the afternoon, and I don't have anything that I have to cook. I still have soup. I still have a little macaroni and cheese in there, and so I don't have to make dinner. It's just a matter of pulling it out and putting it in the microwave. So, I still have to, my bird feeder, those of you that have been subscribed here for a while, a company had reached out and sent me the bird feeder that had the camera in it, and it hadn't been working for a while. Somehow it got disconnected. It must have been during a power outage or something. I don't know. But I thought, well, I want to see if I can fix it and get it hooked up again because I enjoyed watching the birds. So I got it all set up again, and it sends the pictures, the videos to my phone, which is nice. And so I got it going, and at first there wasn't a whole lot of activity because the birds didn't know the food was there again because it hadn't been working for a while. So then they finally started coming, and this morning when I looked at my little videos, it's like they'd be sitting there, and like within a day and a half they emptied the whole feeder. It was just empty. And then they were sitting there looking at this empty tray like, hey lady, where's our food? To go out and fill that up. But anyway, yeah, I enjoy that bird feeder. It's fun to have. So anyway, that's basically all I have to talk about today. I just thought it was very interesting about the mainstream media, and it's true what they say. They cherry pick what they want you to know, whether that's election news or the pandemic news. They cherry pick everything, and it kind of makes me mad because that's what they do in China and all the communist countries, the socialist countries. We don't want that here. We just don't want anything to do with any of that. I don't want somebody coming in and changing the whole narrative on our country. And it's just, compared to the main population, it's a small amount of people that have these crazy ideas, and they push them all on the people that want nothing to do with it. And then they call you names because you don't want anything to do with it. So anyway, if this video isn't for you, skip it. And I've got a lot of old videos that I don't talk about this stuff very often because YouTube kind of does the same thing. A lot of these tech companies like to censor things. So they will even do that to some comments. If they don't like what you comment, they'll delete it. Even if you're not hurting anybody, you're just voicing your opinion and it doesn't agree with what they have to say. So anyway, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.